Welcome everyone. Very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you to the ANA Digest Design Meet, Decoding Office Design. Now friends, decoding office space design. This topic we took because, as we all know, this domain, this design discipline, office design, has been always evolving decade by decade. But in the last decade, there has been an exponential change in this design discipline. From sprawling huge offices to mid-sized segment, especially mid-sized segment and small business entities. The 21st century needs of your clients are ever increasing. Influx of technology, terms of space planning, you must have always observed with your clients. They expect you to deliver, and rightly so, their dream office space in their budget constraints, fulfilling all their needs, their latest business needs. So for this, in this context, we have conceived this design meet today with the help of experts to decode the right process, the right approach towards this design discipline. Put your hands together for Ajinkya and Sanam Dhumal. Please let us welcome you. So let's begin the session. This is how we are going to do. First 25 minutes, we'll be asking them questions, picking their brains on this topic. Then we'll be requesting them to present their own office and few office projects which they've designed. And then we'll be having a very meaningful question answer session, an interactive session between the audience and the experts. So let us begin. I'll start with Ajinkya. What, according to you, is the ideal office in terms of design and planning?
So, I don't think so, Amit, there is anything called ideal office design when it comes to design or planning, but it depends on your client to client. It depends on the client's business. It depends on whether he has to be high on asset or low on asset, and whether it's a startup company or whether it's like a 20 years old company. So especially when it comes to designing any new office, there's no fundamental or ideal rule. I think nothing is ideal in designing ideal office. Everything has to be very evolving and very anticipating the change what is happening in the world. That should be the right way to design ideal office.
Well said. Same thing I would like to ask Sanam. Though they are a team, but we would also like to, from time to time, understand the individual aspects, views.
Basically putting a spark between both of us, yeah.
Hello everyone, good evening. I agree with AJ, like Ajinkya, but there is one thing I would add is ideal office is can be made when you actually get to know the clients. Like if I'm doing a CA's office, it's a different office. The requirement is different, and you can say the look and feel is also different. So I think it can be achieved when you get to know the client, their wants, their need, and when you fulfill them. So that could be an ideal office. The office when actually you know that, see, basically what happens, client demands a lot, but you should know where to stop it. And if you give them, 100% in that project and they're happy, I think happy clients are the ideal, I can say, ideal, what do you say?
Knowing your reputation already, so does it happen that clients, when they come to you with the mindset that we are going to let them do whatever they want to do, or it doesn't happen that way?
No, it doesn't all the time happens, because it seems like, but it is difficult because every individual, like every human is a different person. So even they have a confidence in us, but still, they will keep on, they have their relatives, they have their friends' suggestions. So I think our main job is only to handle the client, like handle a human being. So I'll say 20% of client is like this, that okay, if it is given to you, we are, it's just take the money and, just finish it off. So 80%, yeah, we are still fighting with that thing.
You all are so super successful. Is there any particular thumb rule you follow while taking the client's brief, and something which you don't mind sharing, your secret with the audience? Everybody takes a brief, everybody has questions, do you do something different? Why are you so I'll be coming to your success ratio later, but just impromptu this question I felt like asking. Any particular way you take the client's brief, any process you follow?
Not really, but definitely we do check from which reference and from whose reference the client is coming to us. That is A. B is first 2-3 meetings, probably sometimes first 4 meetings or probably sometimes 6 meetings also, we don't discuss the professional charges. We just try to understand his lifestyle, what exactly he is looking from us and what he wanted from us. And at the same time, what is the urgency of that particular space he wanted to get designed from us. So based on all the small metrics, we probably define whether we are taking up that job or no. Because end of the day, then you suffer basically if the project get delayed or the things are not happening the way it should happen or the decisions are not coming. So we try to understand, even if that client is coming and saying that he worked in past with so and so architect and so interior designer, that also help us to understand, okay boss, this guy knows something about it. So
Have you refused projects for certain reasons?
many times.
Oh. But not when you have reached where you are, even through your struggle period or earlier period.
Yeah,
So you're firm on your principles.
very much.
Okay, as there are this is again to both of you, but we'll start with Sanam first. There are basic fundamentals of design in any discipline. Are there any fixed thumb rules to follow in office design as a whole, as a design discipline? Okay, this is office design, so this has to be there. Is there any has to be?
See, I think for designing, it cannot be something has to be, because in previous question also I was telling you the same, that it all depends. You know, if I'm doing and designer's office and a builder's office, I can have any thumb rule. There is no thumb rule as far design is concerned. You know, there can't be any thumb rule.
Ajinkya?
I don't think so. There is, like, I agree with Sanam. So there are no basic fundamental design principles which we use, like symmetry, proportion, and all. That's fine. But otherwise, we always try to do something out of the box. I personally believe if you have the control, you can control and convince the client. I think we are always ready to bend, break, and do everything in the box or outside the box.
Off the record, does he always agree with you?
No.
Okay, we'll ask this to Ajinkya. You have been practicing design for almost 2 decades. I believe 2002 or 3 you started. What changes have you seen in the evolution of office design as a discipline over the years? Given in terms of space planning, client requirements, because the requirements are changing now, technology, ambience, trends, material palette, even color schemes, furniture, lighting, etc. How can you describe the evolution in office design over these 2 decades?
The last 20 years we have been practicing, and initially the start of my career, probably we were doing mainly builders offices or the sales offices, their corporate offices. And last 20 years the entire industry in each and every segment has been changed. First thing, from a very proprietorship concern or a very basic 10 people working now, any big offices or a small builder or big builder, you can see that they have a lot of people, and they started giving the cabin for their CEOs, for their HR, for their sales manager, for their CFOs, for their COs, their CTOs, and there's a lot of stakeholders in that particular business has increased. The number of people working for that particular brand has been increased. Last 20 years, the small player, those who adopted and anticipated the change, what is happening around him, they became big. If you want to stay in this weather, and if you want to stay in India, or you want to stay in London, and to stay in this particularly 2019-20's entire corona pandemic, you have to use the mask. So it's like, it's a compulsory thing. The people, those are adopting and anticipating the changes, they are growing, and with their growth, their needs, their wants are changing. 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, and everything has changed. So even the customer, as far as the interior design is concerned, or even the end user for my client whom we are doing the offices together, so there also the customer has become very smart. Customer has become very demanding. Thanks to Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, they have good data plans, and 5G and 4G and the Pinterest free of cost, and that's also creating a lot of havoc for a lot of young designers, probably not understanding what exactly they are looking at and what they exactly want. So the things are completely changed. 10 years back or 20 years back, the office requirement used to be discussed with one guy, and now that whole scenario has changed, the technology has changed, the server has changed, the server rack has changed, the music is changed, the way person is coming to office, going outside the office, the way he's doing his attendance registration and the way he's reporting, everything has changed. So those who are anticipated these things, so basically as a designer or as an architect, we look at it a point key that we make sure that whichever place we are doing, it should be future ready.
Absolutely well spoken and from the experience. Just for the benefit of the younger designers in the audience and all those who will be watching this film, what's your process of upgrading yourself? Do you travel very much and upgrade your technology, the latest trends? You seem to know so many brands in Italy and Germany, Europe. I've seen you comfortably, stating the names of you. You're so educated in this. So how have you acquired this domain knowledge, and what do you advise the younger generation or anyone who's looking out for updating themselves?
To be very frank, even we are facing this day-to-day challenge with the younger generation and even the younger people, those who are joining our office as an intern, whether it is architecture, whether it is interior designing, they are not very keen observers. Their observation skills are probably 10% what compared to our generation where we don't have phone. Probably the people, those who have grey beard, they will understand this. So we have a very keen observation skills. The new generation, they don't have a keen observation skill. They are totally depend on the Google Baba and Pinterest buy, and their entire designing, their thought process, their inspiration, everything is coming from there. So they are dependent that, okay, I saved this particular architect ka profile on my Instagram page, I'll go there and I'll start from there. So I don't think so that something is going to help them. For younger designer, I personally feel they got one added advantage what we never had in our stage of life is a technology, the internet, the inspiration, the world at their hand, and now we are doing that. But I think keen observation and understanding what exactly where they can implement that particular thing, I think that's the only thing it can set them apart from the rest of the competition.
Before going to Sanam, I'll just stretch for a rider question. Seeing your office, and I just love it. So many people see it, they love it. Latest technology, huge sprawling spaces, comfortable for all the people working for you, the numerous people working. Your HR department you have a wonderful outdoor area with library, with XYZ, which we'll be all seeing later. Cutting the story short, after having so much going, is it viable for you to accept smaller projects when a client comes, or you straight away say this is not viable anymore for me?
So the way we made the office is that we don't want to take the small project. Okay. To be very frank.
Very candid, very candid.
And rather than investing, I'll not say vesting, but investing the same amount of effort and time for 3 BHK, we can still do a good 6-bedroom or 8-bedroom villa for somebody. Even it is far from the city, we are still happy, but we will love to do something who understand and acknowledge our expertise and our detailing, our quality, our finishing, and it's good to work with this.
Just want to say
Yes, please.
something. When you asked him about upgradation, so I am in this industry past 14 years. So even, for me it is 2 decades. So as you update your phone, you get updates. You should get updated yourself and even your staff. So you have to, I think, put more amount of energy also working how your employees, your people around you who is working for you, your team members, how are even they getting upgraded? Like we have a lot of systems.
Please tell us about it.
So the system is like we both believe that when you want to reach to a level, at a professional level, you have to have some personal training also. So what we have done is we have divided our entire office staff in 4 teams, and we have made one team member as their captain. And every 3 months we are having you can say this award days, and that in the 3 months everyone have to perform, and the performance is not anything related to professional. It is about your weaknesses. So somebody wants to reduce their weight, so there's a physical goal, there is a spiritual goal, and there is a reading goal. So a lot of people who cannot speak or don't have a command on any of the language, it's not only English, so everyone is growing. Even today my office staff, in past 1 year we have started this, so my office staff also, office boys also speak English. They have made a WhatsApp group. So, they will message me that we are in the office in the morning, we are leaving here, we are going to go to drop a bag, or, you're drawing.
How many people work on, in all senses, right from designers, HR?
I think there are 76 or 77. So we have divided them, and every 3 months we give the awards, and every 3 months, like I'll tell you, a lot of people have appreciated this so much that their kids home are also doing this. So they are also putting an inspiration, and they're upgrading themselves every 3 months.
I heard you also hire dietitians and health, well-being,
Yes, we do
people,
this.
professionals,
Yeah. And
physiotherapists.
every Saturday we have some or the other activity not related to professional goal. So that because designers need a fresh air. If you're going to keep them working till 10 to 6, they are not IT engineers, that they can work in specific period. So they also need a fresh air. So we have a terrace, we go up, or we have a second floor, we have a badminton court. So we play badminton, or, we have some games, or just a chit chat day, chai day, but to just, as you say, just to, upgrade them.
Okay. Congratulations for reaching where you have reached, but the studios who are working or maybe satisfied, or they are on their way there, working with 4 designers, 10 designers, 8 designers. Can this be adopted also in smaller studios?
Yes, it should be appointed. This should be an adaptation in all fields, I guess.
Irrespective of
Irrespective of you are just a designer, but designers need this specially, because I'll tell you, designers are someone who cannot do 10 to 6 job. If you're a creative person, they need to, daily they need some different routine. They cannot follow one routine. So for designers, I feel, because they feel like you have to keep something in your office that they feel like coming to the office, not running from the office.
Well spoken, absolutely. Sanam, what's the importance of innovation in your studio? Can you share examples of your innovation incorporated in office projects designed by you?
Innovation, of course, you need, because we are a designer. So every time we are designing a project, there has to be innovation. But I'll speak more on technology. Like whichever office we have designed, we are using, gesture lights. Then we are using automation, fully automation. We are using EK logs. Then we are using this server where you can connect all your phone wireless. So if you want to show a presentation to your client, you can just switch off your TV and your phone, just mirror the phone and it's connected. So I think technology-wise we are getting more innovating. Of course, it is changing as a person to person, as a profession to profession. Office designs is getting day by day innovated, or it's a change. But innovation in technology, I feel this is very important.
Okay, this is about your studio and your innovation. But when you design spaces, office spaces for your clients, can you share some of the examples which was very innovative coming out from your studio? Or sometimes you suggest something and the clients say, "Ye nahi chalega." So does it happen with you both ways?
Yeah, it happens. But I think we both have that. When it comes to designing, we both have that power to convince our clients. Sometimes it gets too worst, but if it is practically needed, we go to that level and have to tell them the things that this is really very important, because they just see some red, yellow, pink and they'll say, I just want it. But if you have not designed it from the very first day, we make sure that whatever we have shown him on the first day, the results are better and what we want as a designers.
Excellent. Now to both, I'll go to Ajinkya first. what's your design approach and design process of designing an office space after the client gives you the brief? Till now, we were speaking about the client's brief, how you interpret, and then the overall setup you have and your thoughts. But now, after the client's brief is received, this is the crux of today evening's topic. What's your process in an office design?
So basically, all of us are from a very disorganized industry. Probably 5 years of architecture, 2 years or 3 years part-time, full-time courses of any interior designing school. I will not blame the education system, but the fact is that they don't teach us the professional practice. They don't teach us how to handle the bottleneck situation. They don't teach us how to probably create SOPs or creating strategies, creating the barriers, the matrix, the review systems, and what are the management terms it called. And our approach is in Infinity, whenever any client is coming to us with some specified brief for this number of workstation, that number of cabin, this number of conference room, first of all, we try to understand the business. We try to understand who is the visitor for that particular client. Who are the directors in the company? Is it a sole proprietorship company? Is it a private limited company? How many branches they have? They have any operations outside Pune, outside India, outside abroad? And what is the kind of visitors they have? How many foreign visitors they do come to their office? And what kind of impression they wanted to probably take back when they are leaving that office for 1 hour of meeting or 2 hours of meeting. And post that, once we understand the whole brief from the client, then we have very systematic approach towards it. So then we do the measurement plan, then we go and do a site survey, we take the photos, we prepare 2 or 3 layouts, then we probably do a brainstorm, we probably fight, and then we probably come to conclusion, this need to be done, that need to be not done. Or when Vastu is something, sometimes there are Vastu, nowadays, day for yesterday only I heard one Vastu consultant, he can correct your cosmic energies. I said, wow. So, such kind of people also are part of our design influence or design stakeholder when it comes to delivery of planning or designing. And post then we probably do a competitive survey for that particular client, and then we try to create the reference image presentation or a mood board, and then we have very set systematic approach towards from the day one till the handover, and we try to squeeze time so that we can finish that project in like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Maximum is 3 to 4 months is what a corporate office project we try to finish it off. And so me and basically Sanam, we agree on a very basic point probably, or even Ashwin is also a part of our team. So whatever, wherever I'm a part of any kind of business or I'm enterprise, so it's very clear that we have to create a wow experience. It has to be a wow. The person should have a hassle-free, tension-free life he is working with Infinity. He should not be stressed. So we have a working group with the client, and even if he posts something at 1:30 in the night, I like this design. Ekdam ghaneda design aste, ekdam next level. I don't want to reply, but I still reply, wow, ma'am, noted, we will definitely get back to you some better solution on this. I really like this, really something very blingy design, but yeah, fine. So we try to, be with them. We try to handhold that client. We try to avoid them from going to Pinterest and going to clients' houses or, going and meeting the kitty parties so that our design should not get screwed up. And we make sure that with that handholding experience, after creating the wow and the trust, what we create in the client's mind is what we try to deliver much better than what we promised. And that's what we're doing since last 20 years.
Amazing grasp you have of this whole process. But in spite of all this, in spite of your vision and all this process, is there any particular thing which is very challenging, which keeps coming up in every office project you do, a pain point which you feel? Is there anything like this?
No, not really.
Great. Okay.
His pain is taken by me now, so he will not ask me, I'll tell you.
You want to add something? Yeah.
Pain is, it is there because I feel every time, even how much ever you try to tell client that, in a very polite way, then also they have to have these things that आपण हे ट्राय करायचं का, आपण हे ट्राय करायचं का, बट दे ऑल्सो वॉन्ट इन द 3 months 4 months time. So I feel that they don't even understand that you have such a less time period and your demands are getting over, not getting over. And I feel the worst part, which I don't know I should say on camera or no, I think clients really don't pay fast. So and then wherever you go they ask, अरे मतलब काम का नहीं होते, their wife will ask or the father will ask that I can't go and tell on the mouth, your husband is not paying. So that is the big pain, that I think I still don't know how I'm going to overcome this thing.
I think this is a common pain
Yeah,
faced
it's a
by
common
all the
pain
fraternity. I can see everybody shaking
Everyone
their
nodding,
heads.
everybody
Yeah.
is nodding here, yeah.
There's one more common thing which I've always observed when you do a project for your relatives.
No.
Getting money is
We
that-
both have decided. We both have decided this because we have one very big experience. After that, we have promised that we have promised to each other that we will not do anyone's relative's house because the relations are so good, and only because we want only our pure heart is working, but our intentions cannot be reached all the time. So it is always better to help them. You need any help, we are there. But yes, after one experience, two experience, we have decided no relatives will be entertained because that amount of energies we are investing, at the end it is wasted.
Yeah, true. From your experience, can you share any common mistakes to be avoided by design studios while planning office design? If you want to be, you all have been honest throughout the evening, you can also share your mistake if you've done some, and which can be avoided by the design fraternity.
Designing, I'll say, could be planning. So previously when I used to do offices, you meet, you talk, you discuss things, and you reach half stage, 50% of your work is done, and the client wants to go back and he says, नहीं मेरी वाइफ को भी डायरेक्टर एक केबिन चाहिए था, अभी अपना इसे कम करो, ये छोटा कर दो, ये कर दो. So they feel कि कॉन्फ्रेंस छोटा करता है, इतना बड़ी बात क्या है. So I have learned, or I would say all the designers, that make sure that you know your client more. Like you be very comfortable and let him speak. Go to his office. Just spend 15-20 minutes. Understand who is going to be the boss. Either his father is going to be boss or he is himself a boss. And then when you giving the plan, make sure that plan doesn't changes. So what we do is, when a plan is final, we take a signature of a client. So what happens whenever you write or you sign, your memories, your memory actually triggers you कि अभी ये change नहीं होगा, अभी ये change नहीं होने वाला. Because emails पे क्या होता है, नहीं मैंने वो email देखा ही नहीं, वो तो मैं बहुत गड़बड़ में था. So when you take a signature, we have tell them already कि ये 10th revision है, चलेगा. But इसके ऊपर signature होने के बाद plan change नहीं होगा. You can tell me this one detailings can be changed, but planning is very difficult because what I haven't seen that people tell me कि डायरेक्टर रूम बीबी के लिए बना दो ना, एक कॉन्फ्रेंस है ना, क्या करो उड़ा दो, कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं चाहिए. फिर वो जगह का क्या करेंगे, एक काम करो ना, उधर डायरेक्टर का लाउंज बना दो, कॉन्फ्रेंस इन द एंट्रेंस, योर डायरेक्टर इज एट द एंड. सो आई फील यू शुड नो द योर क्लाइंट वेल, मेक हिम कंफर्टेबल एंड टेल वेरी डायरेक्टली कि बॉस प्लान नहीं चेंज होगा, बिकॉज देन एवरीथिंग चेंजेस.
Excellent. Ajinkya, coming to you. See, as we all know, lighting is a very important aspect in designing spaces. What plan of action do you follow in designing the lighting in office spaces for your clients?
See, in any office spaces or any interior spaces or any architecture spaces, first of all, very important thing is the natural light and the source of natural light. You have to understand what is the sun direction which is going from east to west, and what is the facade, how much light is going to come in the daytime. And every office or every person, every individual person has got their own very energetic times. Probably I'm very energetic in the morning, or post lunch probably everyone eats food and they get little lazy, and in the evening probably everyone wants to go home, so that time some staff member, or even I am very energetic after 7:30, so I get my own time to spend with myself. So I personally feel the light, which plays a very important role throughout your as soon as you enter in the office and when you're leaving the office. So personally I feel like nowadays there are so many options available, so technicalities and the detailing of the technicalities that every architect need to study. So what we do in our office is that whether it is Delta, whether it is OQOPU, whether it is Vantage Automation, or whether it is Lutron, Crystron, we make it a point that me or somebody is attending that every Saturday. We keep some kind of workshop with these lighting guys to come to our office and explain us the what is new happening. So there is like Wi-Fi, so there is like a Li-Fi. So you don't require nowadays, you don't need to have the Wi-Fi routers. So from the light only your internet can be passed. So Li-Fi is a new technology which is probably coming in next 2-3 years down the line. So all these tunable lights, these the light brands which I spoke about, Delta in our studio especially, or in our conference where we work a lot in our conference in the meeting rooms and all. So what we did is like we use this tunable light from 2300K to 6000K. So and we have that automation system so that if outside there is a cloud, that some lights get changed and that become more white or a daylight. So you don't understand sitting in a studio or sitting in a conference whether it is evening or whether it is morning or afternoon or it's cloudy outside or no. So that gives a good output when it comes to working, and that's I think that's the impact of light. We do use our few lighting consultant also working with us for our betterment of the facade lighting and all.
Many times it must nowadays offices are in towers, so sometimes there may be constraints where you can't get in natural light, you can't orchestrate natural light. So by upgrading yourselves with what's happening latest, you help your clients get the best light. Wonderful. To both of you, so you can tell me to edit tomorrow all these names. Friend, this is for in this room for the benefit. You have clients like his palatial villa. You have clients like, I've seen her texts on your phone praising you, appreciating you. You have as your client, you and so many, like the high profile clientele. I'm just cutting short. The list is long. Such a huge tycoon and so many. What's your trick? Two riders to this question. First, I know you're a self-made person. You all both are. So how did you get this clientele? First, what's the process? What's the secret? How did you manage to get a whole plethora, not a particular segment, you know? That is one question. Second, what's your trick? Why do your people, why do your clients love your work, your project? Why do they keep coming back to? Since years, I met you so many years ago, I still see the same clients spending oodles of money and trusting you totally, letting you handle their entire, what's the trick? So two parts to this. First, how did you manage to get this kind of clientele? And second, please don't say luck and all, we really want to know the secret. And second, why do they love your work? What's your trick?
So definitely I want you to edit all the names which you take in. A. B, there is no trick. We are what we are. In front of you also, in front of here also, or in front of our client also. Because we know we are expertise in our business. So few clients, I'll not take the name again, but in some kind of ruffle mode, I do tell them that, boss, you are not a doctor. So you will not decide what design I have to do. I am the design doctor. You must be a doctor at your house, but I am the design doctor. You have to listen and you have to only follow my prescription. Your prescription, keep it to you. We have zero tricks.
Okay,
we are very humble. We are very humble and very, we only believe on doing something better than what we did last year.
I'll just interrupt you, hold your thought. So on television, you see these DIY programs where they do something and then they niche line aata, don't try this at home. So he does this to his clients ki main jo bolunga wo. You try it at your own risk. If you are...
You can definitely try, but you have to win basically you have to win the client. You have to win over with knowledge. Knowledge is the power. You have to win with him the trust. Trust is something which is...
How do you do it? How do you win their trust? Seriously, what's this? That the whole crux of this program is, how do you do this?
We deliver than the best. We deliver better than the best.
I would like to answer the detailing, the after service, and when we are working with any client, I'm telling you, beach mein, they become a part of a family. So that's we both, like we like to talk, we host them, they'll host us, or we are so natural. I think
we are open-minded. We don't.
That really connects more than a profession. That's I'll tell you, our best part is we have repeated clients. Whoever has done one small renovation also, when we were at very small, like we didn't have such a big office, till today also they'll come repeat. वही है हमारे पास. So that's the.
So you apart from your design skills, brilliant design skills, and what they require from you deliver. Apart from this, the emotional connect you have with them.
Emotional connect, and basically see, our industry is nowadays we adopted, even Infinity has adopted. I'm being off Facebook and Instagram since last Facebook since last 20 days and Instagram since last 8 days. And probably I'll never come back on that. I hope so, if I can do that. But the challenge is social media, or in the professional conduct, in the last chapter of Ahmed Kasu, I don't know how many people have read over here. It's a very old book, probably A3 or A5 size of book, and it is written that you cannot do a self-promotion of your project on any kind of media. Ahmed Kasu was a very old man, so he was definitely not knowing about this new philosophy of Instagram and Pinterest and I don't know, Facebook and all. So I feel if you have a good word of mouth, you maintain a good relation with the client and own the responsibility till the end, you win over the trust and you create that kind of impact in his mind, the dent I can call it, and you create that wow experience that turned out to be a good word of mouth for you, where the client goes out and he talks about you. There are few 5 clients I feel like they are our business development manager. So they speak so much about somebody. I feel like, oh man, this guy, I have to run away from this location, otherwise that person will immediately give me a check and like, mera kaam kar do karke. So kind of thing. But yeah, it's something. So even it misfires also sometimes because we're being nice. It's okay.
But how did you get these high profile clients? Okay. I understood this half, that what you do for your clients, why do they come back, why you are successful. How did you get them in the first place?
Any high profile client, I can say they are looking for someone who will listen to them for the brief especially, and then he will never listen to them again. And the architect or the interior designer is well traveled, good observer, should have a good taste of things. And there are a lot of my high profile client and or clients, I can say, those are really fancy and they really wanted, like, they wanted to take Sanam for the shopping, they wanted to take me for the shopping, or they wanted to buy the watch which I have, or they wanted to probably take the car, the kind of car which we have. So, you know, that's how even the art curation what we did in our office, or the accessorization what Sanam has done in our office. So that's probably, I personally feel that that's how we inspire our people, and that's the way they get connected to me. And definitely they have been coming to us. Once they will come to us with the word of mouth and the reference. But when you're not able to prove your metal to them, they will definitely not recommend you to another people, and it will never happen. The kind of chain reaction which we are expecting in the
market. Superb.
You got your answer.
Yeah. After winning awards, accolades, acclaim, and on all platforms, you won the trust and affection of so many clients, your team, and the fraternity. What's next for you? What keeps you both excited? Actually, this is an individual question. And what is your ultimate goal as a design professional? So I would like to ask this question to both separately. I'll start with Ajinkya.
As a designer, we wanted to make sure that we keep on creating wow throughout our journey. Reducing more and more, using more technology, reducing more time while handing over the projects, getting more designers, more fraternity, more contractors trained with the systematic approach towards any problem or challenges what every day we face. And probably we are working on one concept, me and Sanam, and where we have already got a lot of appreciation and a lot of support from Skill India and PMO. So basically we are trying to create some kind of, a very genuine and a very good word of mouth, probably a good reviews on the Google also. So we wanted to create a better platform than any online platform has existed in India as of now. I personally feel that that's the need now, to be more organized, to be more together, to be more collaborative, and to create a dent, so that all these online players just getting the funds from the market and blowing clients' money and creating complete havoc for the design industry. So that's something which we have been working since last 1.5 year, the thought process, and since pandemic we are trying our level best to target this particular problem.
So that's your vision for the next goal. Okay. Friends, a big round of applause for all these candid answers. And I ask your forgiveness, out of the 11 questions, 2 were off the topic, but I just couldn't help it. And thanks for being so honest, candid, and forthcoming, and sharing, as you always, I said, carry your hearts on your sleeve without any filters. So that was, now I would request them to share an audiovisual presentation of their own beautiful office, which is fantastically designed. Those who have not seen, you must have an opportunity to see it once if they're okay with it. So please, both of you, we request you to share an AV presentation of your own office and few other office projects to culminate this discussion. And then we'll have a question answer session, and then we'll end the event.
Thanks Ravi, Sanam, for helping to create this presentation. Thanks Amit Dana for giving us the opportunity to, this is probably the first time we are presenting our office, and sorry if we missed something, and probably we see only taking the photo shoot and the whole lead for the whole thing. So the first thing, this is what we are, this is what we do. We don't think out of the box. We think of what we can do with the box, whether to bend the box, break the box, or throw the box. But it has to be box. Thank you guys. So balance and contrast, this is the basic principle of design. This is our office layout. Ravi. So this is how we divided our entire office floor. So whatever you see in the red areas are the lift lobbies, the display lounge, the first conference room, waiting area, ladies toilet, gents toilet, and pantry, which is a common area. We call it as a common area. So what we did in that areas are, this is basically a first meeting point for most of the people. Those who are visiting our office, the company people, the vendors, the suppliers, the contractors, or probably even the client also whom we don't know, or probably income tax guys and everybody. So we make sure that they'll be well treated and they're given the good hospitality in that red zone. Then second zone, what you see over here, this is our back office, which is actually in the front side of the office. So we have the procurement head there, we have HR, we have account, and we have a CEO. So all these guys, these are the people, those who keep on meeting the outside people, basically contractors, vendors, for the pricing, quotations, and everything. And this is the maximum number of visitors which happens here. Some people will be entertained here, and then once this door and this door has been locked, no one understands this entire scale of our office, so which is completely away from the entire that, what do you call it, the whole daily hustle or a rush or the number of visitors which is coming to us. So this is our first meeting room or a conference room, boardroom we call it. This is around 16 people can sit here. So there is one entry for the directors and for the staff, and one entry for the visitors. There is small discussion room here also, which can be taken care of. Any designer want to do any meeting with the contractor, they can do it in the small discussion. And there is a small area of around 9 people for day-to-day site execution engineers, those who visit the site, those who come after 2-3 days, those who report to us or Sanam or to the respective heads or associate in our office. So they have been taken care for their sitting and their working. This entire area is for the design studio. Out of that, we have 5 main associates, those who take care of the design lead, and they are the one, those who interact with Sanam or me. And then we have the printing station, which is in the central island, and then we have architect's cabin. So this is the entire architecture area, where we have around now 15 people, or I think 12 people sitting there with the 3D and everything. Then this is a private lift which will be used by me and Sanam. So this is Sanam's cabin. Then there is a EO for both of us, which can be taken care for all our small day-to-day work or our travel things or anything like that. Then this is a private lift which has been taken over here. This building, we have been very initially involved when we are planning this particular building. So we created this building and we created some areas which can be taken care of our high profile clientele, and easily we can able to treat them with more special feeling to them, or everyone likes that special feeling, right? Everyone. So then there is a small antechamber or VIP waiting area. Once you come from the private lift, there is a EA, then there is a VIP waiting area. So any VIP, those who are coming to meet me or Sanam, they can be taken care over here. Then from here, there is a small washroom for directors. Then there is a table, and there is again a discussion room inside. 6 people or 7 people discussion area inside my cabin also. So what we do is we make it a point that whenever we are discussing with the client, as you said, that decoding, so we make it a point that we don't discuss across the table with the client. We don't sit across the table. So if I am having a meeting or Sanam is having a meeting with any client, whether it is small 3 BHK, 4 BHK, 20,000 square feet, state minister, cabinet minister, we don't care. We make sure that we sit across the discussion table. We make them feel very comfortable. We don't try to show that I love design, I'm greater than you, I had done so many chuna lavla, marble lavla. We don't try to show that, anything like that. That's what we are. And while we have been involved in this office making, we have created this one more floor. This is only for, this is an entire top terrace which is going to get covered with the solar, PV solar for the electricity generation for the entire 9th and 2nd floor. So we have the 2nd floor which is the double height, and this building 2nd floor is around 26 car park. Right now we converted that car parking area into a badminton court so that we can play in the evening post our office. And this is the top floor which we created. This is a gym. This is the private lift which comes up. There is a toilet over here. There is a small area which we again converted into a washroom and this thing. This 12 number what you see over here, this is specially this is the only area in our office which is non-air conditioned, and probably we wanted to have we have a world-class library collection from the books, from motivational books, from Marathi books, English, any even the interiors and architecture books. So we make it a point that that area will be dedicated for us or for anybody, those who love to read the books and those who want to be a part of that reading culture. So we wanted to promote the reading in our office throughout. And this is one kitchen, and then there is a toilet, there is a staff quarter over here, and this particular kitchen is going to take care of all the staff for their daily lunch and evening snacks. So we again we promote health. We talk about holistic growth in infinity. So we definitely don't promote paneer and cheese or something. So we make it a point that we are having a very good meal for all the staff, which keep them motivated and on their toes throughout the time. Then we have this personal lounge over here with the screen so that we can watch or host our own parties, birthday parties or Diwali parties, and we can host all friends or associate on probably any good person. Like last time we had one small event with Amit Bhai, where we have one guy who does a lot of fine events throughout the India. So we invited him to our office and on our terrace. So he was there. And then this is a private dining which is going to be there, and this small room which we got it made over here, so that can be taken care of the personal dining spaces for the evening dinner or afternoon lunch. So this is our office photos. This is the first lift lobby. So on your left you can see there are like one lift, and on your right next to that infinity board there are 2 lifts. So there are 3 common lifts and 1 private lift in this particular building. This is the second is that waiting area, and third photo is of reception. So in our reception, there is zero waiting. There is no waiting in the reception. It is only some areas for keeping some files, some accessories, some kind of display. Wherever you see this infinity, there are these smart TVs which we put. So any client or any VIP visitor coming to our office, we make it a point that their name is been displayed. So we create that again, that special feeling. Everyone likes it. So we try to be around that wow feeling throughout. So this one is the first discussion area, and behind this there is a small waiting area for 9 to 10 people, and this is the area where the first meeting, 70-80% of the most of the vendors and all the people, they normally go meet any designer or procurement end from our office, and they go from here back. So these are accounts cabin. This is our passage towards that main boardroom going towards Sanam's or my cabin. And this particular that wave door which you see is the staff door. And this is the reverse of the staff door which comes from the main entrance and going towards, this is the right hand side is Sanam's cabin. This is my ES table and the left hand side is my cabin. This is a small discussion area which I shown you outside the staff area where maximum number of discussions or the meeting happens for the small 4 people or 5 people meeting can be done there. So this again, all the TVs, whatever you see, even the Sanam, as Sanam mentioned, like we use with all the smart TVs, we use this Apple devices, or we use something like iOS or Linux server, so that it will be complete wireless. We don't need to depend on IT guy to come and put that HDMI or something like that. It's very like really freaking out for sometimes when the client is next to you. This is Sanam's cabin. These are VIP waiting area which is shared by me and Sanam, so that in case of any VIP clients are coming in and they wanted to keep on for 10 minutes of level for the meeting, so they normally sit over here. This is a staff area. These are main associate side sitting, and the staff which is sitting next to it. This is the small discussion inside our cabin, so where we can do a meeting. So even if I am not there, Sanam want to do a meeting or any staff member want to do meeting, so we have a lot of multiple meeting places where we don't have anything across the table. We don't have any associate, doesn't have any visitor next to them. So we promote that culture. We wanted everyone to be on the one side, everyone onto the one table, and creating more warmth and gesture for all the meeting. This is my working desk. This is the library for all the artifacts and everything.
We would love, see, I've seen this cabin first and I've been here, I've experienced the ambience. Can you share the detailing, including to the basics, the material palette used, and if you don't mind, please. Because it's beautiful, the warmth you created, plus the futuristic and the classic elements.
So 2017 was a time probably I was first introduced to Netflix. And I was very inspired by this series. So basically, if you've seen the main door, the entire inspiration of Sacred Games. And all the Sacred Games, all the episodes, they're given a different name. So Ravi is the principal designer who is sitting over here with us. So the whole idea is that we wanted to evolve the entire office designing from the names of Sanam's cabin, my cabin, or a conference, or the logo below that, or some art below that. It is completely inspired by Sacred Games. So, and we wanted to give that, very Vedic or a very authentic touch of being Maharashtrian. I'm being proud of that. And while working this cabin particularly, this is the only project probably we never did a 3D sort. Otherwise, in our SOPs we do have 3Ds, but this is something where my cabin or Sanam's cabin or a boardroom or even staff area or the main entrance, me, Ravi, Sanam, we are all very clear that we don't want to do something which need to be create a 3Ds, or we wanted to challenge our own visualization for our own office. This is the only opportunity where you are the client, you are the boss, you can spend, you can bend, break, mend, whatever you want to do. And this particular cabin, or even Sanam's cabin or my cabin also, so Sanam is definitely a rock solid support to me and my professional life. And this particular cabin, while we are doing this, the whole thought process, if you've seen the panels, which is in the ceiling. So the whole panel, again, the inspiration is of Godfather. So in the Godfather movie, the way the Don Carlos used to give offer which you cannot reject. So I wanted to create like, I will give an a design which you cannot reject. So the whole idea is that we replicated that whole panel on the ceiling. Rather than doing it in very symmetric way, we did it in a very distressed way. And that distress particular, if you've seen it over here, they'll have half broken, half cut, half this side is open, and nothing which is very symmetrical or very systematically done. And what happened post when we did this, the whole idea is that we wanted the entire lighting, nothing on the face, nothing on the wall. We wanted all the lights only and only on the table. So we are probably searching for 2 months. We were searching for the light fitting, which we get that kind of lights which can create that lighting effect only on the ceiling or either only on the wall. So we chosen OKOPU, which can be controlled from your mobile device, from the automation, and got a gesture control also. So you just stand and just wave your hand below that, it becomes yellow, become white, and this is one crazy idea. Then we wanted this kind of, me and Sanam, like we travel a lot and we love collecting I can't say stuff. We love creating collecting souvenirs and
Exotic.
investing money on something which won't require actually. So basically this is the area where this all has been displayed, where the money spent. So accountant or a CFO can come and just say, yeah, okay, it's fine. This was not there, this came, it's fine. Manish is the proof of it.
Please, one last, coming back to that slide, can you also tell us about the actual tabletop? It looks so interesting, and also the feature wall, the far off wall. Yeah.
Okay. So this tabletop, again, we wanted, like normally people use a very exotic marble. We love marbles, both of us. Without marble, infinity site can't finish. marble and marble. So we taken this marble, we like this marble while we went for some exhibition in Paris. So this marble is called French chiffon. So we use the French chiffon throughout mine and Sanam's cabin with the tabletop and all. And this particular thing is basically a carpet, wall carpet. It's a hide carpet, like a hide leather, which is probably not non-sustainable, definitely made out of animal skin, and it's got a lot of hair, but it is one of the best sound absorbing material available in the world. It's a US based company called Kyle Bunting. So they are those who manufacture and customize the way we want it. So if you've seen, I am in love with orange color. So this is the orange color. If you've seen a lot of orange color over here. So I like things which is very energetic. So this is one very old project I'm going to share with you. This is one Alcon. So this is one office which we did for him. It's a small office, a proprietorship concern company. They got 2 directors, one antechamber in between, one director's toilet, one staff toilet, and there is a big terrace behind this. This is their site execution people, the staff guys, then there's small cabin for the architect, small cabin for the legal guy, one small discussion and a conference room, and this is the passage which goes to the another office, and this is a small reception and waiting. So why I'm showing you this, basically this we did around 10 to 12 years back, and that time this is very in fashion concept that anybody's coming, meeting reception, and the receptionist is telling rudely or sweetly like sit here or sit there, and that's the way people used to be. So this is the office which we did 12 years back. So this entire office, basically this Agarwal, his name is Rajesh Agarwal, he's a BE Civil, and he wanted to create something which is mainly of the structural thing. He was a structural engineer and he used to be proud that I'm the only builder who is BE Civil and BE Structural, so I understand construction more better than anybody. So we taken the theme of Eiffel Tower throughout his office and we created this. So this is his basically a legal team. There's a conference room. So if you've seen this particular thing, while that Empire State Building is made in US, the very famous painting which we got converted into a wallpaper and used as a digital print. This particular structure again we used going through and through from the outside passage to inside, so that it can create a barrier for the fabrication as a grill and can be acted inside as a your display, vision statement, mission and everything. This This is his cabin. So basically we given him the Eiffel Tower, the bottom view with the Eiffel Tower painting and a small structural sketches which he did in his college time at the second year or first year. So we got it framed and we used it here. This is again the Eiffel Tower, entire veneer engraving we used in throughout the passage for all the doors, so that from the outside, one side of the passage, no one understands the entrance of antechamber to director cabin or anything like that. This is antechamber, this is staff area. This is one project again we did in 2017, end of 2017. This is around, this is in the next building. I think the building behind this, in a pavilion tower. This is around 11, 12, 13, 14. This office we finished in 3 months. This is a record time. We finished 86,000 square feet of office in 3 months. This is like a record breaking time we ever achieved. So this is one floor. So this is a typical IT office, typical entrance, this, that, everything, and they have very set system. It's one of the, it's a single proprietorship owned company, but he's one of the biggest guys from probably India. Proud to be Indian kind of guy. So 13, 14th floor. So this is the one particular area which I'm going to show you today. So this is the director floor where he wanted on the top floor, he wanted a boardroom, he wanted his EA, his PA and his assistant there, his personal waiting here, his cabin, and he's one of the most tough client which I handle, because the second thing, probably we introduced to Zoom meeting and something in 2016-17 working with this guy. Otherwise we never know what is the Zoom meeting, or we used to do that time I think go-to meetings, yeah. So this is the president cabin. This is one side of waiting area, and the behind, if you seen, his library and inspiration board with the storage and his cabin. This is what this is this side of photo. This is his cabin. This is outside his cabin. This is a small waiting area. So he has zero waiting policy. He says that I am president, I don't want to meet anybody. This is EA, this is PA. This is the boardroom where they're having a meeting. They have the world-class video conferencing, the acoustic technologies. Like we got that tech sound. What is that? Tech sound. So we imported some few, definitely the sitting sound factor guys. They're always at our disposal for this kind of project. Even their house, Milind and this guy has done. And this is boardroom. Okay, this is Force Motors office and NVIDIA tower. This also we finished in like 3 months. This is around 12,000 square feet of office. And we completely redone the whole thing from the flooring till the furniture, till everything. This is reception. This is the main director's cabin. This chair is something, okay. This is boardroom. This is the passage which is going for the staff and then going straight and then going to the right or left. The staff area again. This is the main reception area where we use the back painted glass for all our internal branding and all. So Pinnacle is one, I think Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli was doing their brand ambassador. They used to, they are into making caravans for most of the celebrities all over the world. So this is a subsidiary company for Force India, Force Motors. So this is Jairaj's office. This is previously done by Ramesh Advankar sir. So we got a chance to just develop this particular area. This is the old, this is the previous plan. So how this office was before. So this is the previous photo. This was the director cabin. The way we converted this from a mixture of modern and a classical, we went to a typically very classical, very Russian and a very Italian kind of look and feel from the chair, from the ceiling. We increased the height of the ceiling. We tried to get maximum height from like 18-20 feet, and we created that whole offices of around like probably 1700 square feet of this entire office we created with the 30 feet of height, with good paneling on the ceiling, good paneling on the wall. Next. So this is the cabin, this is the library storage, and there is a waiting area in his cabin with his paneling and the fitting. This was the old office. This is the older picture and this is the new picture. This was the old picture of this area when he just shifted, and this is what we did with this area. Even this project, I think we finished in 3 months. With existing office, the half, like 870, 30% of the office we renovated and 75% we just done a paint and polish, but we still finished in 3 months. And this is what we converted this entire cabin into. This was the previous waiting area with the glass and lot of glasses were there. We tried to close some, we tried to keep some for the light to coming in from the north or east, and we tried to close something, and more of all these glasses we got rid of, and we got all these panels of veneers and nice big door, large height 12 feet doors. Thank you.
Let's have a big louder applause. Thank you so much. Wonderful presentation. You saw the office projects which they shared with us. In all this, one line is so significant that he said we completed this in 3 months. We completed this in 3 months. So something to learn for all studios, that of course design is important and any goal is important, but a timeline is also important to make it viable. So that is what they are conscious about, that each project should be viable also for the studio to go on. Amazing. Thank you so much. Now let's have the Q&A session.
Congrats, Sanam and Ajinkya, wonderful presentation. I have two small questions. We all know that Ajinkya, you like to get cut off post 7. Okay, so my question is that how do you manage your, how do you manage that line between your professional time and the personal time? This is one question. And second question is that this kind of phenomenal growth cannot happen without, grooming a good leadership under you. So I just want you to shed some light on how you nurture leadership under you. How do you encourage, delegation of decisions? Because this kind of phenomenal growth cannot happen without, delegating of your decision making and, identifying and grooming good leaders under you. So probably for young designers, this may be a roadmap to grow.
So hiring good people is that's one activity. But what you are expecting from that particular person, like from my driver, I am expecting him to drive very carefully, not to do like hustle around the road, and to very systematically should drive and take care of the car outside, inside, cleaning of the car and everything. That's what I'm expecting from a smallest job. So what we do is, for everything, suppose we have EA. So we have defined that what is our role if we are traveling abroad, what is our role if we are traveling to Delhi, and what is the norms and what are the protocols he has to follow. There are something like we don't promote, like me, Sanam, we don't promote anything called office politics. Zero office politics, we don't promote that. Second thing, we see that if somebody is having a talent, he has a talent and he can go from a position A to position B, we became the acceleration. We became the acceleration. Definitely, young guys, those who are coming and giving in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of experience is very less in our field. You know that every project is different, every client is different. In architecture, interior, it happens like 1 + 1 is 11. It is 1 + 1 is not 2 here in our business at least. So we make sure that 4-5 years of experience, we make them grow with someone. We make them attached to some nice leader or a nice associate who can take care of that person and they can grow further. Okay, that is one thing. So the first question which you asked, like 7 o'clock, definitely I get free every day. Sanam can also appreciate, probably sometimes 6:35 also. So 6:30 is our deadline. So 6:35, no one in our office waits. No one, no staff, no one waits. They just leave, and we love that. We just love that. Me, probably sometimes Sanam, Ashwin, we are all together inside the boardroom and we see people walking out. It's so fun. Like they don't ask you, they don't say bye, they just go. Because we created that culture because we wanted them to give them a time to themselves, to their families, and the person's holistic growth should happen when they're working with Infinity. Everybody's got a stress. Still we finish the work in time because we have a lot of systems at place. We make sure that everything has to be very systematic. Like me and Sanam has to discuss something. Definitely we are husband and wife, we are staying together, and we are staying very happily together. But at the same time, if we want to discuss something regarding office, we make it a point that, okay, tomorrow after 11:30 I have 1 hour free. We'll discuss this particular subject after that 11:30. So we are very particular about managing our time. So we manage our time very smartly, and that's what we get a lot of time for ourselves, for our friends, for our family, for our travel. So we are absolutely stress free when we travel.
Everything is so good to be true. I'm waiting for a catch. What's the catch?
You're not never going to get it. Thanks, Ajinkya.
Thank you, Amit.
Anyone else? Yeah. Girish More wants to ask a question.
Who do you follow most?
Basically, for a fashion sense, I have a different inspiration per guy. For the way I work, the way I am systematic, I have a different people as my mentor. If I ever want to do a charity, I want to get into the minimalistic lifestyle mode, if my wife allows to do that ever. So probably Anu Aga will be my inspiration. So for every point of your life, every time of your life, we wanted to evolve, and we have to have the best inspiration for ourselves. So from the worst person, even my office boy, we have an office boy, and me and Sanam keep on discussing this subject that, okay, this office boy, particularly Sanjay, he never says no to anything. वो तुम कितना भी स्ट्रेस में रहेंगे, कितना किधर से भी आए, कितना भी थके रहेंगे ना, सर कॉफी बनवून देऊ का एक चांगली छान. So he's so good. He's definitely working with us since last 15 years, but this is such a good part of him. So we try to catch this small thing from every person, and that's how we grow.
So basically he wants to say that we are learning from everyone around us. It's not very specific, but actually that's a fact that wherever we go, we actually only take the positive of that person and come back. See, inspirations can be anyone, but if you just seeing it and keeping in mind that one day I'll do it, वो नहीं होता है. Implementation is important.
I wanted to ask a question. No, to both of you actually. You can choose whom to answer. Probably I think Ajinkya will take the mic when he hears the question. So there's a Hindi proverb called Sher Ki Sawari. So a person who's riding a lion, and if he gets down from the lion will eat him. So he has to keep riding. So the kind of office you have, the amount of staff as a designer in the design profession, and the kind of high-flying lifestyle which everybody enjoys around you also, the way you kept everyone, your office people are pampered, all hardworking, but pampered, well, pampered in the right way, holistically, as I say. So when a lockdown comes in, do you feel insecure? Do you feel, detrimental anytime, honestly?
We are very optimistic. There's nothing called no in our dictionary. I don't believe there is something called no. From where I started my journey and where we are today, I don't think so. If there is any negativity, even 0.1% doubt on myself, probably we would have not sitting next to you today.
Anything touches my heart, I'm going to clap. Anything touches your heart, you clap. So this is for you. Any questions? Pramod? Yeah, both have questions. So we'll go to Pramod first, then Parag.
So I should say this is one of the most candid interviews I've seen. I don't feel this is an interview. Like it's like a conversation, and I really got to know what Ajinkya thinks. I mean, I knew about him, but then what he really is, it's been an eye opener. Thanks to good question that you asked these two guys, and very good answers. In fact, I would say very candid answers. So congratulations on that. My question is like, you are what you are right now, but then this might have started somewhere, like when you were young, when you were studying, or somewhere you might have thought of what your life is going to be. Would you like to share that moment, if you ever had in your life, where you really dreamt of what you want to be?
My starting journey, probably very few people being knowing except Sanam. Amit was there apart. Okay, so guys, it was a very humble beginning. I am from a very typical Maharashtrian Maratha family. We have zero knowledge of business. I did my BE Civil from COAPI and I'm the topper in construction management and account. I'm a distinction holder and a merit list holder. So I started doing part-time diploma interior designing from Jagannath Rathi. And the first step is being an entrepreneur. I was a painting contractor. Okay, I used to actually do a painting contracting in Viman Nagar, was the new area, Vadgaon Sheri. Not Viman Nagar, extension of Vadgaon Sheri. And we used to do this lime walls. That was Sanla Vapraiche, POP note Vaprat. So we used to do this. And in the morning time, though my father is, that time also he was rich and today also he is rich. But I don't want to take anything from my father. That was this thing because of my own ego or say pride or whatever it is, in a good way. He always supported. And post that, there was definitely no looking back because in 2002, when 1999 till 2018, April 2002, I used to work with Rahul sir, Rahul Mutha, Designers Concept. And that time I did my goal setting with sir, with Rahul sir. And that goal setting, we overachieved. So like me and Sanam also, even today also in the lockdown, second lockdown, first lockdown, we do a goal setting. We get the printout, big size printout, A2, A0 size printout. We post it to each other's side so that whenever you get up in the morning, at least two places, toilet you go and the bedroom you go. We wanted to see that goal, and that goal should keep you moving. That goal should keep you inspiring, and we have to do something big in life. That's the only and only thing. And we, as I told you, both of us, we are the firm follower of Secret. There is the book called The Secret. So we are firm follower of Secret. We tell in our office staff also, because if you feel that something can happen for you, do it with 100% courage and 100% confidence. Zero doubt it will happen. And that's what we believe on.
Yeah, Pramod wants to again have a rider question, then Parag will come to you.
Yeah. The other thing I liked about what you said is the amount of emphasis you put on your knowledge for impressing your client. That's one good thing I liked. That was one of the takeaway. Other thing was the way you invest in bringing, like really taking care of your staff and really upgrading them in terms of knowledge and how they conduct. So that's really a nice takeaway. I've been thinking about this for my own firm. Like really, if clients are always impressed with me, but then why not with my people? And I think I could see an example over here that how your people can become.
You have to create an example. See, what we do is we have this group. We have a WhatsApp group called Vision 2025. So in that, only 5-10 people from our team has been added. These are the core team. So when you are coming to Hafele got that, we always impressed about Hafele, and we always see Hafele as a very technical experience giving showrooms throughout. We went to that Sobo store, which is behind our office in Mumbai, and undoubtedly they
Hafele
know.
team, you should clap now.
No, they are definitely, they are one of the most technical company, very sound company, and they know what to show, what not to show.
Yeah, Parag wants to ask a question. Yeah.
Hello, sir. So basically, one of my questions was relating to law of attraction, which you very well addressed to, and I'm quite happy to understand like goal setting plays a very important role in one's life, and I would also look forward to do something like that to achieve things in my career path ahead. So that was very well addressed to. The second question I had was relating to everything said and done. One thing for upcoming architects or budding architects like me and others around here, was there any particular moment, or is there any particular moment in your life or in your career path which you feel that could have been in a better way?
Nothing, never. I live my every day, means both of us, we live every day as a celebration. We don't regret whatever is not there. And very important message, especially for all the A&I, all the architects, all the interior designers. I personally feel whether you are budding, whether you are new, whether you are just passed out, or whether you are practicing more than 20 years, 15 years. So guys, I can tell you only one message today, the only takeaway of today: be humble. Listen to your client. You don't know something what client wanted. Now listen to your client carefully. Don't try to show that how much you are great in designing. Consider your client as your chief architect, not cheap. Chief, CHIEF, chief architect. And trust me, as soon as you he became your chief architect of your project. Now your project, your entire conversation, your entire communication will become super smooth.
Superb. With that, we end today's meet. I can't thank you enough, Ajinkya and Sanam, for coming forth, accepting our invitation. So thank you so much. On behalf of all of us, we thank you for coming forward and sharing so much with us. A great takeaway we all had today from you. Thank you. We all wish you let there be no catch in your life ever. Keep smiling, keep inspiring. You help so many people, even through A, and I hope he is helping students with fees and so many things. From our heart, me and Monica, you all are one of our favorite couples. From our heart, we wish you all the best, and may all your dreams come true.
Thank you. And so when you are coming to Hafle got that, we always impressed about Hafle, and we always see Hafle as a very technical experience giving showrooms throughout. We went to that Sobo store, which is behind our office in Mumbai, and they're one of the most technical company, very sound company, and they know what to show, what not to show. They're perfect.